Have you ever said this to someone, or someone said this to you? We're all a little bit ADHD. Everybody is. No, not even close. I'm going to tell you why. When you say this phrase to someone with ADHD, it basically tells them you don't know anything about ADHD, or just very little about ADHD, and you probably don't understand what they're going through. And that's a big deal to someone dealing with ADHD. And you're probably saying, but I lose things, I'm late for things, I forget things. But that doesn't qualify you for ADHD. What does is the intensity of those symptoms. Are you losing things all the time? Do you walk into a room and forget things all the time? Are you late because you lost something and you can't find it because you can't see it because of the fact it's behind something else, and now you don't think it exists? So that's the thing about ADHD. How much do these things actually affect your life? And if it has enough effect on your life, then that's when you get diagnosed with ADHD. Because it's one of the things that you need to understand, so that when you talk to someone with ADHD, then you understand, okay, this is really affecting their life a lot more than it would affect mine, because I just do these things occasionally. This happens to them all the time. And so it's a really big thing to know, hey, I have a friend, I have a family member with ADHD, not to say this to them, but actually say, actually just really get to understand, okay, why are you bored all the time? And they'll probably tell you, hey, I'm missing some neurotransmitter stuff in there. I need to get that. And that's why I take this medication for that. And then it helps me actually focus on that thing. Or why can you focus on video games? Well, it's called hyperfocus. I can reach this really intense focus when I really am interested in something. And then when I do that, I don't hear anything else around me. Or, why do you forget things? Well, I walk into a room and somebody tries to tell me, one thing. I'm trying to hold this information into my memory, and then I'm trying to hold another piece of information to my memory, and that's called working memory. And that is actually the memory that gives me my short-term memory. And with ADHD, I have less of that, and so I forget things a lot. And so that's the big thing, is that all these things affect your life a lot more when you have ADHD instead of when you do not. And that's one of the major things that you need to know, that it's all about intensity when you are talking about ADHD. And it does happen on a spectrum. So someone else may be more affected with all the symptoms of ADHD than someone else, but it still affects all those people a lot in their lives. And here's something else you may not understand about ADHD. ADHD does not have anything to do with how smart you are. But if you have a high IQ, then you might look like you have ADHD. And I have a video on that explains the differences about both and how you can tell. And someone can actually have both a high IQ and have ADHD. And so go ahead and click that video. I'll put it up on the screen for you right now.